All right, hey, what's up guys? Coach Mac, Play Fast Football. All right, today's video we're going to take a look at same side backs, 4 strong theories, which is, for any of you that know kind of the go-go offense with Brennan Marion, that's where most people get that from. He was, probably one of the first ones to start doing it, made it famous. So I'm looking at it from an offensive perspective, but I'm also going to tell you what I like about it from a defensive perspective. All right, so make sure you check out our partners, GameStrat, sideline replay system we use here at Bishop Kenny High School, the school I was previous at. Absolutely love their customer service. So easy to use. Any problems, you can call them. They get back to you right away. They'll be at booth 1508 at the AFCA convention if you're in Charlotte this week, so check them out. Dome Hats, Headwear company we use, Bishop Kenny High School, Play Fast Football. Completely customizable, online hat builder. Design your own hat, different styles, different colors, logos, embroidery, fitted hats, snapback, Velcro, you name it. All right, if you want customizable, check out Dome. Baker Sporting Goods, company we use here at Bishop Kenny High School. Our player spirit packs, things like that. Our uniforms are distributed by them. Our sideline gear we wear is from them. Some teacher stuff that we do in online stores from Baker Sporting Goods. Fan stuff that we have online stores with Baker Sporting Goods, so it kind of makes all your stuff streamlined in one convenient location. Make sure you check them out. JustPlay, the playbook software we use. I think it's the easiest play drawing tool on the market, the best play drawing tool on the market. I use it for my Patreon site. I use it if I'm going to speak at any clinics. We use it for our installs here at Bishop Kenny High School, so make sure you check them out. And then DifferenceUSA, the ultimate striking machine. Get thousands of reps without needing a partner. Elbows in, thumbs up, eyes in the right place, what your hips are doing, all the things you need to become a great striker with DifferenceUSA. All right, so when you start looking at 2 backs on the same side, right? So most people who have been, a follower, subscriber on this website know that when I talk offensive stuff, I am a huge fan of 20 personnel, quasi 11 personnel, but I'm a huge fan of twins open, 3 receivers, the ability to run all your 2-back stuff, whether you're in a zone world or a gap world. I love having the ability to do all of those things, quarterback runs, you name it, RPOs, everything in there. I've done videos before where I thought if there was only one formation in football to use or one personnel group to use, this would be the personnel group that I would use. Okay, so the first one we've got drawn up here is 2 backs on the same side, zone bluff theory, triple option theory, right? So we can use either one of the backs however you wanted to do it, but right now I've got the inside tight back as the bluff player. I've got the outside back, all right, to take his inside zone track. All right, we're going to read the front side defensive end. If we were to pull and keep, quarterback would be a triple player, so if we pulled this, we would keep and we would attack that outside apex, outside linebacker, apex nickel, whoever that might be, and we've got a now screen built in on the outside so we can throw the triple phase instead of pitching it. Right, we can throw the triple phase. I think originally in the stuff that I've studied with it, when Coach Marion started it off, it was a lot of option looks, a lot of triple looks, and then it morphed into some other things. So it presents the same, all those same 2-back or 11 personnel theories, the bluff theories, the kick theories, the insert theories, which makes it a beautiful thing. RPOs, this happens to be triple. Okay, this happens to be the way we used to run triple in the veer world, in our duo veer world, where we would throw the now screen as part of the triple instead of a pitch phase. We did have some things that were pitch phase. Also has this single side, all right, access gift side, where we can take anything we like out there. If we get a matchup we like, an easy throw we like, right? So it already builds in to the things that I would love to do on offense, the things that I feel like fit me and my personality on offense, right? Well, the interesting thing is it creates 4 strong, and very similar to like that, kind of Y-off slot or Y-off trace set with the back set on that side. Now you've got to defend 4 strong. And the thing that made me start looking at it is we played 3 high this year. And a lot of our coverages in 3 high, that middle safety is relating to 3. Now, with both backs on that same side, who really is that number 3? And then that's where I think you can mess with teams a little bit, depending on who you make the inside zone player and who you make the bluff player. I think in the 3 high safety world, the way we play, I think you could really mess with the fits of that middle safety, and it may be something you start seeing from people in the future. Okay, so, all right, very simple, all right, zone bluff, veer bluff, however you want to look at it, the triple option phase, right? Well, I think the next thing that makes it real easy to do is, as an offensive coordinator, you're going to figure out real quick, are they bumping linebackers to match 4 strong? Are they using the backside safety and maybe poaching to match 4 strong, right? So maybe they're poaching to match 4 strong. So now you're going to carry some type of weak side element, right? So it could be wide zone to the weak side, right? So it could be wide zone to the reach side where we try and stretch crotch to 5 technique. All right, if we can get them hooked, great. If we can't, now we're going to turn them to the sideline and run. All right, we're going to work probably the same combo up in there. Now what we could do here is we could lock the back side of this. All right, we could lock the back side of that if we feel like the backside safety is a poach player that won't be able to run the alley as quickly. We've got 2 choices. We could lock the backside, all right, and we could put one back up as the insert player and one back as the wide zone player. And now, with that theory, we might be able to RPO the backside. All right, we might be able to throw some RPO deals off the backside where we're running glance, fin, whatever we want to run off the overhang. Or, okay, obviously now if we were running wide zone here, we would probably block this. Or if we feel like we still want to protect the alley, I think you live in a world where you can still read the backside end. All right, and now what you can do is you can take the first back across to be the escort, and now he can read the block just like, all right, old school I formation, offset I, wide zone principles in the NFL. First back is kind of the search player. He can read the block of the tackle. If the tackle's got him reached, we're going to go to the outside and we're going to protect in the alley, and this is going to be the ball carrier. Okay? If we don't get that reached, now we would turn up and search inside, and now the backside tailback ball carrier would follow just like your all wide zone principles, right? So I'm going to, that first back, and now in the wide zone world, like the Shanahan world and the NFL guys, there's multiple tags and ways to ID the front and get it blocked, right? So you can insert different plays, you can insert on different players based on the leverage of the backers. But just in a very simplistic theory, we can take the first back and read the block of the 5 technique. If the 5 technique runs, we can insert and the tailback can follow us. If the 5 technique is hooked, we can go to the perimeter, and now we've got a guy to block the alley, right? So now, even if they're an 8-man front team, whatever it is, now we've got wide zone going out, okay, to a player that is blocked in the alley, right? So if we get the 5 technique hook, we can block the alley. I think that the real neat world would be teams that have mobile athletic quarterbacks. When you start putting both these backs on the weak side, all right, now I know that's not 4 strong, just bear with me. Now with both these backs on the weak side, now I think you get into a world where you start to get quarterback wide zone with a lead blocker and an insert blocker on quarterback wide zone, or if you get it reached, maybe 2 lead blockers in the alley on quarterback wide zone, right? So I think that's another deal that's possible. All right, and then in the passing world, think about the 4 strong passing world, right? And all the things you get out of that, that makes it very tough on defenses. All right, so you've got 2 backs there, right? So I'll draw up, for argument's sake, our tight front 3 high stuff. All right, so there's our nickel corner. There's our safety. Now I got to figure out where my middle safety is going to relate. I got to figure out how I'm going to push backers, because now you start to get into the 4-man spacing world where you get occupy the mic, snag, first guy on the wheel, second guy on the push flat. Right? So now we've got a 4-man spacing model, okay, where we are simply going spot, snag, flat with a wheel to clear all that out. So now we've got to figure out how, like for me in the 3 high world, how am I going to relate to this 4 strong? Okay, well, if this guy's a swing deep of 3, and this is technically 3, and the middle safety's working off 3, all right, well now, when 3 swings, he's going to have to carry that. So he carries 3 swing, right, by rule, so he's eaten up. Okay, the middle safety, when 3's wide, is going to replace the nickel. He's going to get eaten up by the snag route. The mic's going to get eaten up by the spot route. And unless we can play the corner hard or in some type of cover 2 scenario, the back and the flat, okay, the back and the flat is going to be a big time issue, right? Because 4 strong passing, especially in a way that's a little bit more non-traditional, creates a lot of issues for the defense. How you defend 4 strong is really a big concern against teams that can throw the ball that way. Plus, you still gain all your backside isolation theories if the backside guy is a dude, right? So if your backside guy is a dude, you gain all your isolation theories. If you were maybe more in the snag world, all right? If you think about it this way, if you were more in the snag world, now you can kind of get some four-man snag going. You can get the corner route, snag route. First back occupies the mic inside, second back pushes flat. All right, now we've got traditional three-man snag. We've got snag, corner, flat with a body to occupy the inside guy because we're pushing four strong. All right, so to me, when I look at this deal, and again, give credit where credit is due. Brennan Marion's one of the best upcoming young minds in the game of football, probably going to be an offensive coordinator at a big-time university real soon. So give all the credit to him. To my knowledge, it's where it kind of developed from, that go-go offense that he calls it. So not taking credit for any of this by any means. I started studying it recently, stumbled across it, and looked at it. And the first thing I looked at was how in the heck would I defend that from our three high structure? Who is three? How do we relate to four? What do we got to do with our backers? What are we going to do on the backside? For us, coverage-wise, we played 0 coverages this year where the backside safety was borrowed to the front side. 0. Okay? So if I want to leave my backside safety here to 2 for 1, the X receiver, which kind of eliminates the isolation game, and that's big for me in the defensive world, I've got to figure out a way with the will, the Mike, the middle safety, how am I going to equate all these numbers four strong, especially in the split field coverage pattern match world, right? So if you haven't seen it before, check it out. Look up Brennan Marion, look up go-go stuff. It's really good stuff. It's really neat. It's interesting. To me, I look at it right away with those two backs on the same side, and I start thinking, all right, I've got my gap schemes, I've got zone schemes, or zero bluff, my whole 20 world that I want to live in. I've got 15, 20 different videos on my website on 20 personnel stuff. It fits tempo, play action shots, RPOs. It's really everything that you want. So I think it's something that if you're a two-back guy, you ought to look into. I think from a defensive standpoint, just like I've always said, I think split back should be run more because I think it takes away the tendency of who the lead blockers are and who defenses can key off of. Teams can't fit off of a Y-off or a sniffer, or you kind of eliminate some of the tendencies of where your plays are going, who's the ball carrier, who's the sniffer, when it's split back, in my opinion. So both backs on the same side, if you are a 20 personnel guy, I think it's a phenomenal idea, something that I've been looking at, something I've been researching. And then on the flip side, defensively, I would really have to alter some of my rules to figure out how we can get some of those things covered. All right, so again, thank you for everything you guys do for Play Fast Football. Make sure you are a subscriber. Click that subscribe button. Turn that bell on for your notifications. Your notifications are on. You ring that bell. Make sure you leave thumbs up, thumbs down. All right, if you like the content or don't like the content, leave a comment. Every comment that I can see on my end, I try to respond to, so make sure you leave a comment, and I will try and get back to you. If you're in Charlotte this week, I look forward to seeing you at the AFCA convention. If you're in Orlando for the Nike Coach of the Year, hopefully I will see you there. All right, check out, again, the podcast we got coming up in the next couple weeks, Two Man Vice. Make sure you check that out. And then also I've got my Patreon site, so check that out as well. I hope everybody's new year is off and running. Hope everything was great with your holiday. I hope everybody's healthy and is recharged, ready to go in the off season. Clinic time, convention time. Let's get ready to roll. Remember, you won't play well until you play fast. I will see you guys next time.